The human brain, major structures and functions. The brain is the command center for the entire body. It makes us who we are. It receives information from our senses and controls our thoughts and movement. So, the brain is divided into regions. The largest part is the cerebrum, which is divided into two sides called hemispheres, and the outer layer is known as cortex. Now, the cortex is divided into four regions: the frontal lobe, temporal lobe, parietal lobe, and occipital lobe. The frontal lobe lies just beneath our forehead, which is the front of the head. It also contains most of the dopamine sensitive neurons in the cerebral cortex. It is associated with our brain's ability to reason, think, initiation, behavior, memory, speaking, and also movement. Temporal lobe is located near our ears, the sides of the brain, and is associated with processing our perception and cognition of auditory stimuli. Its function include understanding language, behavior, memory, and hearing. Parietal lobe is located at the upper layer of our brain, the middle part of the brain, and controls our complex behavior including senses such as vision, touch, body awareness, and spatial orientation. Occipital lobe. The occipital lobe is located at the back of our brain and is associated with our visual processing such as visual cognition, visual attention, spatial analysis, and visual perception. Primary motor cortex is a brain region that in humans is located in the posterior portion of the frontal lobe. Its function is to plan and execute movements. The primary somatosensory system is a diverse sensory system comprising the receptors and processing centers to produce the sensory modalities such as touch, temperature, and proprioception. The cerebellum is similar to the cerebrum with its two hemispheres and highly folded surface. It is associated with regulation and coordination of movement, posture, balance, and cardiac, respiratory, and vasomotor centers. Also controls fine muscles. However, it may also be involved in some cognitive functions such as attention and language, and in regulating fear and pleasure responses. Cingulate cortex is part of brain situated in the medial aspect of the cerebral cortex. It includes the cortex of the cingulate gyrus, which lies immediately above the corpus callosum. Involves emotion formation, learning, and memory. Corpus callosum is a wide flat bundle of neural fibers beneath the cortex in the interior brain. Its function is to facilitate the interhemispheric communication. Now, here we have basal ganglia right and basal ganglia left are situated at the base of the forebrain and are strongly connected with the cerebral cortex, thalamus, and other brain areas. Now, the function of basal ganglia they include voluntary motor control, procedural learning, eye movement, and emotional functions. Thalamus is a midline symmetrical structure within the brains of vertebrates including humans and situated between the cerebral cortex and midbrains. Its functions include relaying sensory and motor signals to the cerebral cortex, along with the regulation of consciousness, sleep, and alertness. Enthusiasm, gracium, is a gray matter in contact with dorsal surface of the corpus callosum and continuous laterally with the gray matter of the cingulate gyrus. Hippocampus. It belongs to limbic system and plays important role in the consolidation of information from short-term to long-term memory and spatial navigation. Human has two hippocampus, one in each side of the brain. There we have optic nerve transmit information from retina to the brain. Pituitary gland. The primary role of the pituitary gland is an important link between the nervous system and the endocrine system. It releases many hormones which affect growth, metabolism, sexual development, and the reproduction system. It is connected to the hypothalamus and is about the size of pear. Midbrain is located below the cerebral cortex and above the hindbrain, placing it near the center of the brain. Its primary role of the midbrain is to act as a sort of relay station for our visual and auditory systems. Pons. The primary role of the pons is to serve as a bridge between various parts of the nervous system, including the cerebellum and the cerebrum. As part of the brainstem, a section of the lower pons stimulates and controls the intensity of breathing, while a section of the upper pons decreases the depth and frequency of breaths. Also control the sleep cycles and control respiration and reflexes. Thalamus. The primary role of hypothalamus is to regulate various functions of pituitary gland and endocrine activities as well as somatic functions. G. Body temperature, sleep and appetite. Medulla oblongata is the lower half of the brainstem. It's often referred to as simply the medulla. The medulla contains the cardiac, respiratory, vomiting, and vasomotor centers and deals in autonomic involuntary functions such as breathing, heart rate, and blood pressure.